My late wife, Nasira Sadette Muhammad, she was diagnosed with triple-negative breast cancer in 2012. She had a recurrence in 2014, and she transitioned in 2015. She used to love to cook. And so one day she told me when she really couldn't cook that much, she said, "Come on in the kitchen, I'm gonna show you how to cook a few things until I'm able to do it again." Well, I went in the kitchen feeling intimidated because I cooked breakfast food, grill, but that was foreign territory. So, but now, a few years later, 6 years later, after going into the kitchen, from the recipes that she dictated to me, I become to find a safe place in the kitchen. But eventually my wife had the biopsy and it came back positive. And so the natural shock took place. But in that moment, I asked the doctor, could I have a moment with my wife? And so when she walks out the room, I just held her hand up and began to pray with her. And she eventually comes back, the doctor, and tell me the path. And so in her talking, I just said, "Doc, what can I do to help my wife?" And she said, after surgery, she won't be able to do a lot of things. I said, "I understand." And then she said this, "But many men leave their wives when they're diagnosed." And that hurt me, probably not as equal, but I could not imagine. I knew that would be my lot. But it impacted me knowing that that happens. And on her journey, she found out at different camps that there were a lot of men who had left their wives. So my battle began right then, during the diagnosis, what she was told. But I didn't let my natural feelings ill affect, my commitment to her and being by her side every step of the way. I think it probably would have been better if we had a team of doctors or when she got the radiation. I think the holistic approach, having a team of people looking at everything, that happens a lot now. It's probably happened then, we just didn't know. I think that would have probably been better. I'm not saying it would have changed the outcome, but that approach with different people, because it's a very serious situation. Even if you doing other things, sometimes it's always better to have but when you're dealing with life and death situation, I think that now what I would recommend, and I do recommend that you don't want to be under the care and it's just you and one doctor. It's better to have a team of doctors who spiritual or they have holistic approach, they have a natural, then they have convention, and you definitely will have options. The advice I would give to a caregiver is to get you a caregiver for you. Every caregiver needs a caregiver. The journey with your spouse, your wife, a family member, they are inside the ring fighting. We're not inside, but we're in their corner. And what we look at and what we see, it takes a toll on us. Most time we try to suppress it so that person won't be affected by it, because it's more about them than us. But in suppressing what's on the mind, then it can have an effect on your body. And so oftentimes there are caregivers who leave this world before the person that's going through treatment. So in fact, I did not know how bad off I was until after she transitioned. My whole system started working better. So I'm speaking from experience. And I don't know what could have happened to me. I wish she was here, but it could have probably took more than one person because of what was going on.